The Texas Flash, Don Nelson with a good effort.
Texas Flash, 7,200-pound modified tractor as he spins the rear wheels. He can't get that front end off the ground. He doesn't have quite the balance he wants yet. Now it comes off as he continues to roar with the power of the throttle fully open, and he comes up just a bit short of the line. Just a bit short for Don Nelson in the Texas Flash, 292.72 feet.
Well, Don, for a second, I thought these Texas fans were going to shout you across that line, but not quite.
No, not quite tonight. I believe we could have used a little more gear.
What do you learn from something like that? Do you file that away in your memory bank? The next time you see a track like this, you'll be more informed as to what to do?
Yes, I think so. The track was a little greasy tonight, especially down in the hole. And, you know, we had to kind of drive it out. And I got down here and finally got hooked, but then I had too many RPM. And it kind of was unhooking and hooking and unhooking.
So close. Good job.
Thank you.
Welcome to Beer Money Pulling Team. Sit down, shut up, and hang on. Happy 4th of July Eve, everybody. Charles Posch, how are you, sir?
I'm good.
Good. That does not look like Jenny Hamilton in the bottom down there, Tyler. What do we? So, are you guys playing this? You guys playing the switcheroo on this, or what do we got going on? So.
Yep.
So I'm Kurt Hamilton.
Nice to meet you, Kurt.
Nice to meet you guys.
Yeah. So let's talk horsepower and Haute, like Terre Haute, right?
Yep. We're pretty excited for it. We haven't had Pro Pulling League here for a while, so we kind of got off their schedule due to date conflicts, and so we're really excited to have them come back to the fair, and especially on a Saturday night. This is the first time we pulled on a Saturday night, so pretty excited about it. I think we're going to have how to pull.
I got the flyer up there on the screen right now. I'm going to get rid of our banner on the bottom. So this is part of the fair?
Yes. Yeah, that's the night of our fair. So it'll be a big night for us, I think.
With the popularity of Shide Extravaganza and all that stuff around, I'm guessing pulling's super, super popular for you guys.
Yes, it is. It's always a big event for our fair. We've been putting on pulls for, I think, Tyler, 22 years, I think, is what we've been involved with the Vigo County Fair and promoting pulls. And we did Pro Pulling League there for several years, and we've been running some other associations the last 5 or 6 years, but we're excited to have them back. So.
Okay, so we got limited pro diesel trucks, super farm tractors, 4x4 pro stock trucks, and hot farm tractors. Again, this Saturday, gates open at 5 p.m. Event start at 7. Charles, have you ever been down to Terre Haute for the pulls?
I've only been through town. I have actually not been there. No, I missed all the Shide Extravaganzas when they were held there.
That's all good. Well, Tyler, I see you got a beautiful John Deere sitting behind you. Can you tell us about the tractor a little bit?
Yep. So this is the Undertaker. We'll be in the 9,500 pound hot farm class Saturday night. So
have we seen you pull at Shipshewana, Tyler?
So that was my brother up at Shipshewana. He pulled up there Friday morning in that session.
Okay.
I did pull up there, but I did pull down at Murfreesboro. And so yeah, me and him kind of switch off, and Cody will be piloting it this Saturday night, but I'll be driving it Sunday night at Princeton. So
nice. And that's a hot farm tractor, correct?
Yes, sir. Yep.
So that's, Charles, correct me if I'm wrong, that's the 510 cubic inch class with Midwest PPL, right?
Yep.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Awesome. That class sounds good and it runs good. Runs really good. So that's a lot of fun.
We went to Tampico a couple weekends ago. There was 26 tractors in our class. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
And that's what people don't realize that maybe don't follow pulling enough. You pull against 26 tractors, and you can have one of the best and not do a darn thing wrong and finish in the bottom of the half so fast you don't even know it.
That's right.
Because everybody's always like, "Well, how'd you do? Oh, you didn't win?" And then you're like, "No, there was 26 tractors in my class. You still didn't win?" It's funny. I love the psyche of that. It makes me giggle.
I think we ended up with 10th that night, and I felt like it was a really, really good hook, and we beat a lot of tractors, but there was a lot of them ahead of us too. So
yep. With the pull, how long have you guys been involved with the fair?
I've been involved with the fair pretty much all my life. I was a 4-H'er, and we've always helped with the fair, and then we started promoting the pull years ago, and you guys might remember Terre Haute had the Red Man pulling series, and it was a big pull, 2-day event, and kind of got away from that and didn't have any pulls going on for a long time. And so a group of us guys got together and we said, hey, we want to put pulling back at the Terre Haute Fair again. And so we got it going and kind of did a brush hook type thing. And then we just slowly grew it and become a pretty big event.
Yeah, no, awesome. Obviously, having PPL in there is a huge. Pro Pulling League is very, very popular. I'm not sure what happened there, Charles. There he is. We lost Charles. I thought I got scared for a second.
My camera was super smudgy. I had to fix that. It was driving me nuts.
We got Ryan Rusink now with us, one of our hosts of the show every Monday night, guys. So if he's probably taken a picture of the Undertaker before, I would assume, especially if it's been in Shipshewana.
Probably.
Well, and Ryan's gone out for Wagler's pull too. Did Wagler run Hot Farms out there when he did his $10,000 pro stock shootout?
Yeah, we did run down there. Yeah,
That's what I thought. So Roos has pictures of your tractor then for sure.
I might too.
Oh, that's right. Charles takes pictures too. So
Great.
Charles has a sweet Polaroid, guys, and he gives us.
It's bitching. I mean, it spits out the best chroma color you've ever seen.
Again, horsepower and the Hote, Terra Hote, this Saturday, July 8th. Classes, limited pro diesel trucks, super farm tractors, 4x4 pro stocks, hot farm tractors. Now, is this all Midwest series, guys, or are there different levels of it?
It's all Midwest series for this one. So,
no, that's fine. I'm just curious to see what we got going on there. So
actually, we kind of did that. Christy kind of helped us back because they're actually pulling classes, which is, I don't know, how far is Tyler?
It's about an hour and a half from Terre Haute.
Yeah, about here. Felt like that, was pretty good for the pullers to be able to have them 2 nights right there back to back.
Yeah, I know that's one thing that Christy and John have always talked about, trying to, when the pullers are heading out on a 2-day hook, and if they're not in the same town, she tries to get them close. So if they have to travel, then that next night. So that's nice when you can put them together like that. The pullers appreciate it too, especially with the price of diesel fuel right now. So,
and any pullers that are out there listening, they're more than welcome to stay that night. We have a great facility there for them to stay in the infield if they'd like, and so they're more than welcome to do that.
Yep. And then is it Vigo? Am I saying that right? Vigo County Fairgrounds?
Yeah, some people say Vigo, some people say Vigo. Yeah.
Either way.
Whatever you prefer.
I say potato, you say potato. Charles, you got anything funny to say right now?
That's right.
Yeah, the Ghostbusters 2, Vigo.
Vigo. I would expect, looking at those, man, I would assume the hot farm tractors will have the biggest numbers, and then maybe 3.0 diesel trucks. Tyler, what do you think?
So we do there's another hook about 2.5 hours away in Kentucky. Our other organization, OBTPA, that we run with, they'll be having a hook down there. So it's going to kind of divide the class up a little bit. But I think we'll have a certain number. I think we'll have a good class of 10. Sometimes the 10 to 12 classes are better than the classes where you got 25 or 30. So I don't know. I think it will divide us a little bit, but I don't think it'll work out all that bad. So
I think we'll definitely.
Yeah,
I really do. So having that backed up.
Who all helps make it happen, guys? I mean, besides the Hamilton family, who else is pitching in and really making the horsepower and the Hote, making it happen every year?
So of course all the fair board is volunteers, and they all jump in and help. There's a big group of them. Chad Morgan, Jason Morgan, the Dayhuff family, everybody kind of jumps in and makes it happen. So they've been involved for years and with it from the start. So,
now, when does the fair actually kick off, guys?
So that'll be opening night of the fair.
Oh, the tractor pull is?
Yeah.
Wow, you kick it off on a Saturday. I like that.
Yeah. We started that several years back, and it worked out really well for us. We got the carnival to where they could get moved in earlier, and that Saturday night our fair.
Again, if you're just joining Let's Grow Pulling Live, Ryan, Charles, and I are talking with the Hamiltons out of Indiana. They have horsepower in the Hote, the Terra Hote, this Saturday, July 8th. In the class, I just had them up there on the screen. Here, I'll put that back up here for everybody. Pro Pulling League this Saturday, July 8th, in Terre Haute, Indiana. Limited pro diesel trucks, super farm tractors, 4x4 pro stock trucks, and hot farm tractors. Charles, that Indiana, Ohio area, I would still think that's a hotbed for 3.0 trucks, isn't it, in the country, if we had to pick a spot?
Yeah, for the class selection that they've got going for this event, I mean, you're right in the heart of all of it. And that actually, I was curious, you guys going to run 2 tracks, or is it going to be just the one?
We haven't. We decided to go to one this year. We felt like we got it over. We moved through them quick enough last year. We felt like we could go back to one sled. We have done 2 in the past, but
I don't think there's anything wrong with going single track because no one wanted to ride the fence over there on the right-hand side anyway.
The problem, if somebody gets stuck up there, that nobody likes that track, and this will give them a little more options where they want to. And if you get a rain event or something like that where the bottom side of the track's wet, we have that option to be able to move that. Yeah. If you have 2 tracks, you're using the whole thing. So,
no, I like that.
We went to.
Go ahead.
Last year that ran one sled and seemed to get by fine with it. So.
I want to talk about the tractor a little bit. What's your guys' involvement in pulling? When did it start? Take us back to the beginning for your family.
So we actually started on a 1466 International. It came out of Michigan. There was a lady that had it that her husband had died, and she was trying to get rid of it. And we actually didn't know that much about the tractor, neither did she. I mean, he had passed on, so I mean the information on the tractor was very little, and we did a little bit of modifications to it, ran it in some local brush pulls and some local classes, and then we kind of added to it, and got faster, got a little bit hotter, and we ran that tractor for 2 or 3 years. Nick McCormick did all the work on it, and he did a really good job, and he was really good to work with at the time, and so we kind of grew out of that, and we were getting to a point where we were having a hard time fitting in classes. We'd go put 20 second place, or first place would put 20 foot on us. That sort of situation. We were ready to go to a set amount of rules that we could pull with, and there was at least 10 to 15 tractors that you could go and run with consistently, and even run for points. And so this tractor, Ron Howe, he owned it before us, and it had came up for sale in what was that? Probably January of last year, 2022. And we had kind of been on the hunt for one. We were back and forth between taking the farm stock tractor and bumping it up to this class that we're in now, or going and starting with a whole new setup. And like I said, Ron Howe out of Marshall, Illinois, which is just about 45 minutes away, he had this tractor for sale and had a trailer to go with it too. And it was a pretty good setup at the time, and it ended up working pretty good. We bought it, and of course this will be our 2nd year campaign in the tractor, and we've had a lot of fun with it.
I want to go back to you had Nick McCormick working on your farm stock tractor. Did you, Charles, Ryan, did you guys hear that correctly?
I did.
That's not as uncommon as it might sound.
Okay, yeah. Tell me more, Bruce. Tell me more.
There's some pretty damn stout farm stocks in Illinois and Indiana. The red ones, Nick had his hands in.
No, that's just awesome, because we all think of him as obviously a famous pro stock puller from Stevenson, Illinois, obviously. And didn't he try triple cuts at Toma a couple years ago on his tires? I feel like didn't he try that, guys? On the pro?
I don't remember that particular part. I remember back before he went component chassis, he had the highest roll cage of anybody on a frame ever. Like he couldn't go under a bridge; it was so high.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Where'd the 1466 go, guys?
It went to Northern Illinois,
northwestern Illinois. So we listed it on Pull Off and Facebook, and heck, we had it sold,
within
a day, 2 days later, and it went really quick. Those tractors are evidently a hot item because, like I said, we listed it Labor Day weekend last year, and it was gone within 2 or 3 days. So,
have you kept up with it to see how it's doing?
Yeah, so he's actually going to a hot farm class, but it is I believe, what is a 466 3,000 RPM limit hot farm class. So a little bit, probably not to this extreme that this tractor's at, but I think there's kind of a league out there that runs that 466 3,000 RPM class out there, and probably another one of those deals. He's ready to run with a set amount of rules, set amount of pullers, and a consistent amount of hooks. So,
yep.
You don't happen to remember the name of the family up here that you guys got it from, do you?
No, we don't.
Yeah. I want to say it was Ford Farms, but see, it had a sticker on it that said Ford Farms, but I'd have to look to be for sure.
Gotcha. I was just curious.
Yep.
This hot farm's been a dream of ours for a long time. These boys have been ate up with pulling since they were able to walk.
Love it.
When they were little, everybody kind of tell a story on here. Everybody thought there was something wrong with them because they had to spool their turbo up every time they took off running. So
Jason still does that. It's not weird at all, guys.
Tyler, can you make some turbo noises for me?
I'll make some on the tractor for you if you come down to Princeton.
So
awesome.
It's been great. They ended up 10th with PPL last year in points, which I thought for our first year, and we missed a few hooks, so I was very pleased with that. And then we were second with Ohio Valley. So,
well, all three of us as hosts, we've seen how competitive your class is at Shipshewana over the years. And I competed with my 1206, 10 years ago in the hot farm class in Badger State, and I know how competitive it was. So I mean, that hot farm class is awesome, and they're making good power, and they sound good ground speed. It's a great class to be in.
Good group of people. I mean, we started, we didn't, we knew a little bit about pulling, but this is a whole nother level, and they all jumped in and helped and was willing to give us pointers, and just a good group of people. So.
No, that's awesome. Roos, I want you to ask your promoter questions, buddy, before we let the Hamiltons go.
Quick question, because I was late. How many years have you been doing this? This isn't the first year for the show, is it?
No, we've had people in the past. We brought them back this year. We've been promoting pulls at Terre Haute for 22 years.
Okay, so this is you're no strangers to this.
No, we own a lot of the equipment around, and
so what's been the biggest in those 20 years? What's been the biggest challenge you guys have ever you've dealt with on the promoting side? Not necessarily on the mechanics and making the actual show go off. That's a different show. But what's the biggest hurdle you guys have had to overcome, and how'd you do it?
Probably 2020, which probably a lot of people will agree. We with COVID, we was back and forth whether to have a fair or not, and we actually decided to go on a small fair, and we had a tractor pull that year, and had a great turnout. I mean, we had pullers from all over that year, and that was probably the biggest. And then weather, you're always concerned about weather, but we had a few years there was a year that we got about a half inch of rain 10 minutes before it started. So we did have it that night. We probably should have canceled it, but we did have it. So.
Famous last words from I've been there so many times. It's not even funny.
Talk about a tough decision. When you have all the pullers there, all the people there, and you got a wet track, you're going to do everything you can to have it.
It is so different as a puller. As a puller, if you're there and it rains, you're like, oh, it rained. But man, when you're the puller and the promoter, man, you do stupid things to get a pull on.
That's right.
So, and I mean that in the nicest way you can call yourself stupid, because I've done it. Charles has done it. Bruce has done it. Charles did it this past weekend, I think. I saw he's
Until 3:45 a.m.
So
We were a little bit over midnight. Did well. I mean, we probably had maybe an hour and a half, 2 hour delay, and we got the show in, but it was a struggle. So
awesome. Well, good luck to you guys this Saturday. Again, July 8th, Pro Pulling League classes in Terre Haute, Indiana at the fairgrounds. First night of the fair, 3.0 diesel trucks, super farm tractors, 4x4 pro stock trucks, hot farm tractors. Is it Vigo County Fair? I'm sorry, VIGOFAR.com there, FAIR.com, Terre Haute, Indiana.
Words are hard.
It's Monday. I'm not going to lie. I haven't mixed a drink yet, so it's all good. But life is good. Thank you guys for coming on. Thanks for allowing us to be part of your event. Anybody else you want to thank here tonight before we let you go?
Of course, our sponsors, Farm Credit, Bain Equipment,
Channel Seeds, Gavilon Grain here in Terre Haute.
Nice.
Yeah, we couldn't do it without our sponsors, of course, our help, and everybody that chips in. And I rattled off a few names a while ago, but there's so many people that jump in and make that happen, and we really do. So
awesome. Well, thank you for coming on the show here tonight, and good luck this weekend, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
See you guys.
Charles Roos, what's shaking, fellers?
I have cats who have apparently been doing lines of cocaine.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
Yeah, was that Portia?
There goes one of them. That was Hazley.
That was Hazley. Gotcha. Yeah. Which is the one that when you're sleeping, it likes to come and just kind of sit by your head a little bit?
That's Portia.
That's Portia. So.
Yep.
Well, good stuff. We're Pro Pulling League in Terre Haute, Indiana, coming up this Saturday, July 8th. We got Jamie Stevenson waiting in the green room. He's finishing his cocktails right now, and the girls are feeding him grapes. But going to move from Indiana to Wisconsin. Badger State Tractor Pullers kind of got going, with the benefit pull back in June, and then they had a couple more pulls, Macville, and then we had the 4th of July, and it kind of showed up here last weekend, same weekend as Toma, and then they had the 4th of July weekend off. And again, happy 4th of July, Independence Day to everybody. I saw a funny meme today, Charles. I thought of you. It said it was have fun at work tomorrow, England. It was a guy I know. I was going to send that to you guys. Everybody's got a little chat that they send their funny memes to, obviously. And then we have our Let's Grow Pulling live chat. I was going to do that. So going to bring Jamie on now. And then after Jamie, we're going to talk Rock Valley. And then we're going to recap our weekends. Chase is going to come on a little bit after 9, give us kind of an outlook for full pull this weekend at Rock Valley as well. So without further ado, Jamie Stevenson, good to see you again, buddy.
How you doing, Jolts?
Good. We
Thanks
had him
for having me on.
Yeah, we had him on the Badger State Showdown and Dirty with Greg Gelsine. And so he's one of the cell block number oneers, Charles, right next to you at Shipshawana.
All
Jamie,
right, yeah.
You recognize him? So.
Hey, I got a haircut there once.
Yes, you did.
I recognize him. Does he recognize us? Because I know how cell block one rolls.
Yeah.
You betcha. We roll strong and hard.
Yes, I do. And I didn't think if you guys would recognize him in his without his orange jumpsuit on, so it's all good.
Yeah, without the orange, no.
Mark Ham's checking in. Says, evening, gentlemen. Russ Dostal says, Roos's Cats rules. Say that 5 times real fast. Roos's Cats rules.
I don't think I can say it one time real fast.
Roos's Cats rules. Roos's Cats rules. Okay. Anyway, so Jamie, Truck and Tractor Pulling. First of all, thank you for being What's that, Charles?
Ryan's about to lose some blinds.
Yep. The laser pointer is about to come out.
Jamie, first of all, thank you for being a promoter. We know how much work it is to put on polls and to rally everybody around that for a 1 day, for a 3 or 4 hour event. Invite everybody out there. So thank you for doing that. I'm going to throw your poster up here on the screen. Let's cover your event a little bit. Can you read the screen okay, or do you want me to do it?
I can do it just fine if you like.
Saturday. Yeah, you're the promoter.
Yeah, I'm not so great at the speaking part, but anyway, we're going to have our 3rd annual Tobacco Town Showdown, Edgerton, Wisconsin. Edgerton had been known back in the day as Tobacco City, grew a lot of leaf tobacco in this part of the country. And so we came up with that name. 3 o'clock start, Badger State classes. We're featuring the Hot Farm, Super Farm, Light Limited Super Stocks, Pro Stock Diesel Trucks, 4.1 Limited Pro Stocks, and the 10,000-pound Pro Stock Tractors. At noon, we'll be starting with some couple classes of Spectator trucks and the Altered Farm class from South Central, I believe it is.
Yep.
Is that correct?
Your local auto parts and or driveline shop sponsoring the local street trucks?
No, we don't, but we have a guy that really likes to run around our grounds here with a metal detector, so we're good.
No, I'm pretty sure I think you have Southwest or South Central. I'm not sure, but it's Cluppy's class. We just call it Cluppy's class up here in Southwest Wisconsin, but the Altered Farm tractors are running at noon on Saturday. Cluppy's in Eitzen, Minnesota tonight. I think Tri-State's up there. So he called me earlier today. So they always have a poll before the 4th of July. Spectator trucks, do you run gas and diesel? How do you kind of split that up, Jamie? Or are you not familiar with that all?
Yeah, last year, before we decided to add the Altered Farms this year, last year we did like a small block class, a big block class, and like a straight diesel class. This year we're just going to run a gas class and a diesel class because most of the small block guys jumped in with the big block guys anyway, so I kind of thought we'd do that.
I love Spectator truck classes. I think it's a hoot because everybody, they bring their friends out. It's a great idea as a promoter to do it. I mean, and Charles hit it right on the head. You're always guaranteed to get some drive shafts for sure. And there's guys that need rides home, not because they drank too much, because they broke their truck. So
Exactly.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
I want somebody to put on one of these classes and just call it "Welcome to the Drive Shaft Show," and I want to see merch and I want to see the whole thing.
I'm writing that down.
You could get a long way with t-shirts, around the concept of the shaft show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, you could. Jamie, we know you're ate up on pulling. What do you love about the sport of truck and tractor pulling? Why is it so special to you?
Well, I've always enjoyed it. Maybe a little history. I grew up across the street from where Roger Coots worked as a farm manager, and I got to see his old M-frame modified way back in the day. And
yeah,
used to hang around the Badger Grand Nationals in Elkhorn in the mid to late 70s, early 80s. Met Al Hogan down there, ran around with Al Hogan and his Hogan 02 the last probably 7 or so years he ran it before he sold it.
Is that Rod's dad?
That'd been Rod's uncle.
Rod's uncle, okay.
Yep. And so I've always loved tractor pulling, and there had been talk about maybe doing something like that here at on our showgrounds 15, 20 years ago, and I don't think the board was quite right at that time in our steam organization, but a few years back I was asked if you want to do that, and I said, well, I'll work on that. Let's make it happen. So here we are.
No, that's good stuff. Let's talk about some of your sponsors and help put this event on, because Charles and Ryan, they're adding $1,500 per class per payback. 500 extra to first, 400 extra to second, 300 to third, 200 to fourth, and 100 to fifth for all 6 Badger State classes. So that's pretty sweet for some fuel money and helping out.
Yep, we're pretty lucky here right now. We have 4 major sponsors that kick in a pretty good chunk of money, and United Alloy is one of them. They do welding and fabrication, a fairly good size employer in the Janesville area here, and they have several facilities around the country. Nutrient Ag Solutions out of Beloit. They've been on board with us the last couple of years, pretty strong. And the Boucher Automotive Group, about anything in Janesville, as far as brand you want, Boucher can find it for you and work on it for you. And then Carl Schell out of Newville, longtime Pro Stock supporter, and friend of the Wildmans. They're our other big ones. So.
How far is Wildman shop from the grounds?
Oh, about 7-8 miles.
Nice.
not too far.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, the fact that you can go watch Badger State Pro Stocks for $10 this Saturday at 3:00, that's worth the price of admission alone right there. So it's pretty sweet.
Trying to keep it an affordable thing and build the crowd base and the fan base, a family type thing. You don't have to spend a lot of money and come out and have a good time. We have several good, very good food trucks type vendors on the grounds for food.
No, that is great. That's what it's all about. Any special what's that, Jamie?
I said, bring your lawn chairs. We don't have a lot of bleacher type seating. What we have is all portable stuff we have to move in, and people seem like bringing their lawn chairs so they're more comfortable. And we can haul you in from the parking area on people wagon shuttles. So it works out pretty well.
Good deal. Has your crowd grown from the first year to the second year, and then obviously hopefully the third year with the Badger State Poll? Jamie?
Yeah, our first year, I think we had like 1,480 through the gate, which I was very happy with. Last year, we had 2,900 through the gate. This year, hopefully, we can build upon that.
Yep. No, that'd be awesome. That would be awesome. I don't know. Are there any other polls? Are there any other polls close at all going on?
Not that I'm aware of. Not of, Badger State caliber, but
right.
There's several smaller ones around, but I don't know if there's anything else, going on that day on the 8th.
Right. No, that's what I was curious about. So who are some of the people on the board? There's fireworks going off, I'm sure, guys, and my dog's losing his mind. Who are some of the volunteers that have been helping you with this over the years, Jamie, that you want to thank?
Actually, our whole club. I mean, started as a steam and antique tractor, show back in 1955. We've managed to grow it to 156 acres here that we own outright.
Jeez.
We have a Labor Day weekend steam threshing show. We have a 2-foot gauge railroad that runs on a steam railroad that runs on a 1 5/8 loop around our grounds. We usually average between 15 and 18,000 people through our gate at threshery time, which is Labor Day weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So I really need to thank our entire organization. I mean, everybody's pretty much gotten behind this and like what's happening. And President Todd Ligman and his wife Darcy and the rest of our board of directors here and all my friends and fellow members, we wouldn't be able to put on this.
No, that's a heck of a deal. Well, I mean, with the big threshery grounds like that, you guys know how to handle a crowd and how to, do stuff. So that's what makes it great. So,
yeah, like on a Monday of our Labor Day show, a 3,000 person crowd is not out of the norm. We've had as many as 12,000 in here on a one day before. So we know how to traffic flow, people flow, parking, all that sort of thing. We got that figured out.
No, that's awesome. That is awesome. Bruce, Charles, you got any questions for Jamie?
Yeah, I got one for you. What's the one piece of indispensable advice you'd give to the next guy you meet who's putting on a first-year event?
A first-year event? That's kind of a tough question. I had a lot of them that first year. Don't give up. Keep pushing. You'll find a way. You'll figure a way. You'll get it done.
What's been the hardest thing for you, Jamie?
This year or any year?
Just any year with promoting the truck and tractor pull.
Not necessarily knowing exactly what I'm going to have for help. Commitments are hard sometimes. You get people tied down, but in the end, it always happens. It's just like putting on our Labor Day weekend show. It takes a lot of people to do that, and you don't necessarily have verbal commitments or set in stone commitments, but the people show up and they jump in, pitch in, and away we go.
I love it. I love it. Well, good luck this weekend, Jamie. I think you're going to have a big event, and I know we need rain really, really bad, but I hope it doesn't rain out your event. How about that? So I think we're supposed to get a shot, Wednesday night, maybe?
Yeah, and I'm not so certain that's going to happen. I mean, the amount of water I've been top dressing up until today, and today we opened it up and deep and tried to get some water down deep, and I've probably been through 25,000 gallons of water in the last 2 weeks.
Wow.
Oof.
I was texting with Ryan over the weekend. I didn't know Osceola got rained out Saturday night. And I said, it's supposed to, in the summer, it's supposed to rain on Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, and then be dry for the weekend so we can go pulling. If I could predict the weather, that's what I would want. So,
well, I was pleasantly surprised when I did open it up. It was dry. It needed a fair amount of water, but it wasn't scary. So I think we got it under control.
Good deal. Good deal. Well, Jamie, thanks for coming on the show tonight. Good luck this weekend, buddy.
All right. Thank you very much, guys. Great to be on.
Thanks, Jamie.
Cell block 1. Having fun. Charles, what did you do this weekend that you're up to? So we'll talk about this after we have Rich on from Rock Valley, but I saw your Facebook post. You guys went till 3:45 in the morning.
Yeah, we had it came up in that conversation. You know, you have that moment where you got to make the call. You get some rain, what do you do? And we had a show Friday night that had 12 classes scheduled to appear. We scheduled start time was 6:30. First tractor went down 6:31. 40 minutes later it rained and we had a 2-hour delay. We fixed the track and the commitment was made. We're going to go for it. And that meant we ran until 3:45 a.m., which by 90 minutes smashed my record for the latest I've ever been on microphone anywhere ever. And I'm glad we did it. It felt, you know, at the time, the next day we were tired, but a couple days removed from it, that was badass. And everybody stayed. No one dropped out. We didn't have any scratches. Everybody stayed, and everybody who was signed up to run ran. It was awesome.
That is awesome. How long did the crowd?
2 a.m. So take your noise ordinance and shove it. It was great.
I was in Decatur, Illinois, and they were going to arrest Tucker that one year, like 2014, at the
I've heard that story from him.
The Farm Progress show. So took the hot farm down there. Gaffney and I went down there. I think Gary Schulte might have took me down, or Kleppy. I don't remember. One of the years Kleppy and Schulte took me, and then one year because we took Kleppy's tractor as well, and then one year Gaffney and I went. So a lot of fun. So
that must have been the last year for the hot farm.
15 was the last year I campaigned it. Or no,
yeah,
14.
that was the year that they almost arrested Tucker.
Yes. Because then my dad drove it at was it Ames or Ankeny, the Iowa version of the Progress show?
Boone.
Yeah, it's all in that area.
Yeah, it was the night I first met your dad, I think.
Something else that we had this weekend too up there. We had a team come from 7 hours away out east of Toronto to be with us and run diesel trucks. You guys saw the video here from a couple weeks ago about the Duramax running over its own weight box.
Mm-hmm.
That's these guys. Josh Fawcett. They fixed the truck. It's here this weekend. They pulled with us and ran their second truck, and I think they're staying this week and going to run with them on Ubley this coming Saturday. But I had forgotten this. It came up at dinner last night. Our paths crossed before, and I don't remember which one of you were there because you guys weren't there the same year at UCC. But do either of you remember the Canadian team that was racing at Ultimate Call-Out Challenge, and they had stolen the luggage cart from the hotel, and they were pushing their coolers around with it?
I remember that.
I remember you guys talking about it.
It's these guys. It's the same guys. It's the same guys, and they were an absolute riot to hang out with this weekend. I loved every second of it, and they're the real deal. And Josh can master a grill. Let me tell you, 3.5 hours he stood in front of that thing, and food just kept coming. Ribs, chicken wings, like 4 different kinds of sausage, steak. It just kept coming.
Well, I saw Roos's Pizza that he posted the other night, so I got jealous about that. So, well, we led off the show tonight with the Hamilton family from Terre Haute, Indiana. They got horsepower in Terre Haute at the fairgrounds this Saturday, July 8th, with the Pro Pulling League. Just talked to Jamie Stevenson from Edgerton, Wisconsin. Now we're going to head west to the 20th annual Thunder in the Valley Truck and Tractor Pull. Rich Rozeboom from Rock Valley, Iowa, joined us live. Are you at the track, Rich?
Yep, I headed down here. I had to try to copy Tim a little bit. He's been out here tonight doing some videos. So,
did you see the cool picture that Roos posted earlier today in his hat?
I laughed my head off when I seen that. That's great.
It's money. It is money.
You got to see what he's planning for this year.
You know, I'd say stay on him. Just stay close to him. Watch where he's all going. You never know about.
Well, don't worry, I got a long lens, Rich. I can reach out and touch him.
Yeah, he's great.
And by now he knows it.
I know he'll be watching for you.
Oh, I know.
So, no, I'm out here at track. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff together today. You know, tomorrow, of course, we're going to celebrate the 4th, so we're going to take it off. But we're sitting pretty good, looking good.
Rich, can you are you able to show us around the? Yeah, there we go. That's what I wanted to see. There we are. So this is number 20, right?
Yep, number 20. Actually, 20 for the Outlaws. I guess we probably started in 1987 behind the elevator. Not just the group that does it now, but Rock Valley is full of pulling history.
Well, let's talk about that history, Rich. Let's talk about it.
The very first pull, of course, was out in Dale Paulham's pasture, which is just about a half a mile to the southeast of here. And that was when they got it, you know, basically one guy jumped on every 5 feet or 10 feet, that type of thing. I remember going to that pool way back when I was wee little, but I can't remember what year that was. But then we moved it to the elevator, back behind the elevator on the railroad tracks. And there were some crazy things that happened back there. I remember that one time they actually were trying to outpull. It was kind of dangerous. I think it was either Keith or Dale Paulham was on a tractor, and they put ropes around the axle, and they just about pulled him over. So we learned our lesson on that deal. But we had a lot of pulling going on behind the elevator. A lot of different organizations pulled there. And then, it was 02 or 03. We moved out to here. I guess 04 was our first Outlaw. So a lot of history. It goes back a long ways.
Now, Paulhama's own the grounds where the track is now, right?
Yeah, that's right. We're on actually about 12 acres here of what the Paulhama's own. That's the track. And then beside us here is the hay sale that owns another 10 or 12 acres where the pit's on. And then we're using another 10 or 12 acres across the road that's owned by the McGills as well. And that's our additional truck parking for the pits.
So is this like a committee that puts this on, like the Rock Valley Tractor Pullers? What do you guys call yourselves? I forget.
We're called the Valley Pullers. There's a board group of us there's 12 of us. We each kind of have our own deal. Yeah, my name's on top, but I guess I do most of the promotion. But there's teams that do the concession stand. There's teams that do the track. There's teams that do the parking, the main gate. It's endless. And then they have people that help them again. So it just gets to be probably 300, 350 volunteers helping us out to get this thing pulled off on that weekend coming up.
There's a lot of people. I have all the classes listed up on the screen right now. Again, this Friday, 6:30 p.m. and then 2 sessions on Saturday noon, and then 6 p.m. as well. You do one admission for Saturday, right? I think that's kind of unique, Rich.
Yeah, we've looked at a few different things, but Friday, of course, like you said, is just $25 and $10 for the kids 12 and under. 5 and under are free. And then Saturday, you can come in all day. You can come in at noon ready, stay all day for $25. And that is, get through the pits and eat concessions, whatever you want to do. Drink the adult beverages. It's all here. You don't have to go off premises at all. So,
no. And I can attest to it that Rock Valley is one heck of a good time. So can Roos and Cody. Will all be there this Saturday.
100%.
We'll have to get Charles out one of these days as well. So.
Got some new stuff this year. The concession stands, we've been adding some different things. We're going to have the famous pork sandwiches, which have made the Facebook a few times. I think there's always been a good joke or two about our good pork sandwiches. But we're bringing back the awesome steak sandwiches that we used to serve to the pullers. We're going to actually bring them into the concession stand this year. So lots of good food. Ice cream is going to be put into the concession stand this year too, on a limited basis. I mean, it isn't going to be malts and all that, but it'll be a good dishes, ice cream, and that kind of stuff. So,
Bruce and Cody, I'll buy you guys some ice cream, okay?
Probably going to be hot again, so.
Just looking, it's stacking up here. Yeah, tonight it really cooled down. It would be, like Tim said earlier in his video, awesome night for tractor pulling. But this weekend looks a little cooler. Be perfect. So, yep, we're looking forward to that.
Good deal. Russ Dostal says, can't wait. Wife said she wants to spend her anniversary Friday in Rock Valley at the pool. So that's perfect. I like it. I'm bringing Mrs. Schultz to her first ever Rock Valley this weekend as well. She's helping run cameras for Outlaw TV. So that's going to be exciting. So.
Oh, that's encouraging. That's great.
Mark Ham says, phenomenal crew. Great venue. Be my 12th year in a row in attendance. Mark Ham also says, don't forget about these pork loin sandwiches. And he says sandwiches. I've seen Ulmer and Blankenspur and Roos and those guys going back and forth on the sandwiches. So that's important.
We'll make sure those track guys, we come by, maybe we'll come by about 10 times. They can grab one each time they come by.
That'd be fine.
Yeah.
That'd be fine. Ryan, how many years have you been to Rock Valley? Have you counted?
Since 2019, so this will be my 4th.
Okay. Cody?
This would be my third-ish.
Third-ish?
Well,
how do you ish a tractor pull, Cody Vanderholm?
Well, I went up there a couple of years ago, and I was working, so I didn't get there. I watched, which was hard, but I sat down in a chair with some pullers and watched the last class or so.
Yeah.
And then that was the night that we got 6 inches of rain, and that was the end of that. So I say ish because I didn't really get to see the whole effect. So
I remember that rain.
Yeah,
I remember that rain. That was wild.
Yeah.
It didn't quit. It just kept coming down.
Yep. Rich, are you guys as dry in Western Iowa as we are in Wisconsin?
We're a little bit better off than you. I guess I've had some reports that guys have been to Wisconsin. They said it looks pretty dry. We've been fortunate enough to grab a ½ inch, a few tenths here and there. Very spotty, but we could use rain. Yes, it's time. It's going to be very timely for the corn as it tassels. When you guys get coming this way, you're going to see some pretty nice crop, but it's just hanging on. So,
yeah, I saw the corn looked a lot better when I went to Manila last weekend after Toma compared to what it was back home. And then my stepmom was up from Cedar Rapids this week. She went to the Senior Open and she said she was surprised on how the corn we've been super dry, super dry here in Wisconsin. So.
No, we had very good emergence. Our crops came up great. Been very timely. So we're praying for some rain, and hopefully we can get this tractor pulling this weekend and in between the showers and all that. But everything is looking great.
Again, Thunder in the Valley, Rock Valley Tractor Pull. What's the website, Rich? Is it Rock Valley Tractor? Is it rockvalleypull.com? Yeah,
we have everything is on rockvalleypull.com. But then our Facebook page, of course, is Thunder in the Valley. But there's a lot of detail if you go onto the website. There's an overhead view. If you go towards the top, click on the tab of lodging. You can go down in and you can see a parking tab. You'll get an overhead view to where you can see where to go for the spectators, the pit people, as well as the camping. So encourage you to take a look at that, rockvalleypull.com. Click on the lodging tab and you can see this, all the motels and stuff in the area, plus then the camping, and there's an overhead view map.
I'm going to bring that up right now and put that up on the screen. So, still got the picture of the Legacy on the front when he went 492 feet that 1 year. I love that. That was awesome. So, here's the Rock Valley Pull website, guys. rockvalleypull.com. Waiting for my internets. What tab, Rich? What'd you say to click on?
I believe it's up there in the lodging tab, and then there's a drop-down box.
Okay.
And there should be there'll be the motels and stuff, but then they go to the map or the camping, I believe it is.
Here's camping and parking.
There's the overhead view map of the facility. And you can see there's different color arrows for the spectators where to park, the pit, and then the camping.
Nice.
So the camping is just on the south side of 18 there, which is just under the bridge. You don't have to cross the highway, go underneath the highway. Very easy to get up to the main entrance to get into the pole.
I feel like the camping's really been growing every year as well with this event.
Yeah, this year the phone calls that I have received have been a lot more for the camping. They're catching on to that, coming, ready Friday morning and staying the whole weekend.
My dog's barking. Somebody talk to Rich.
I suppose I got him excited, huh?
No,
Rich, what's the craziest story that you've ever seen happen on that track?
Well, I think
the craziest one that you can tell the public about.
Oh, yeah. All of a sudden I've got a completely different thought going through my mind.
Uh-huh.
I can tell the public about this one because some of our own were involved. So, the craziest story, the best story stuff, of course, are those big long poles when Legacy about went out the end and went out to the sand pile. But the craziest one definitely is when we tarped the track with that rain. I don't know how many years ago, but they got on there with four-wheelers. We basically had called it, and they were on there with four-wheelers flying around. And I think there was a lot more going on than I know about. So that was pretty crazy.
Here's a really cool overhead shot of Rock Valley. You can see all the stands and the cars, and you can see why it's a special venue and a special place and one of the biggest polls in the state of Iowa. So it's really looking forward to it this weekend, Rich.
Yeah, we are. It's just great to get it underway, and once it's going, there's just so many people helping out. It just goes so smooth. And yeah, by the time you look at the clock, we've got 200 hooks through. So.
No,
Rich, have you guys ever done like an economic impact study? Do you know what kind of a difference, what kind of revenue this brings into the town of Rock Valley this weekend?
I have some of those numbers kind of crunched, but I don't have them with me. I think after this weekend, we really do see it sounds and looks like it's going to be one of our biggest pulls ever, for meaning equipment, iron here, but also fans. So we are going to sit down and definitely take a good look at it. We keep growing every year, and we just need to make, some good changes, maybe leave it the same. But I appreciate your question. I can't really answer that. It's hard to tell. I probably should sit down with the city fathers and, maybe kind of see what what they think too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, how big is Rock Valley, the town itself, Rich?
4,000.
Yeah. So, I mean, it brings a lot of people to town. A lot of money is spent in that area. So
the reason, we really can't say it's just Rock Valley because all the motels are filled all the way around us.
Yep.
Everything gets bought on the way. If you're coming from the south, you're stopping in Sioux City, Lamar's, Sioux Center. If you're coming from the north, you're stopping at all these different towns. And the pullers, definitely are supporting us. And we like to have them in town a day earlier, at least if we could. And then we'd really see the impact, I'm sure.
Absolutely. Do you have any good Kurt Van Beek stories you can tell us on the air?
I tell you what, Kurt's been pretty busy lately. I haven't, I guess I have too. I haven't really heard anything that I really can't tell anything on air, I guess.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm going to be easy on him tonight. So.
Okay, that's fair. We'll see if we can get something out of you tomorrow night on the Outlawed Show. We can.
Yeah, well, I'll probably ask around. I'll ask around to make sure we got something to dig deep on.
Please do. As a promoter and as a Rock Valley, and what's your favorite thing about this puller? Give me your top three. Give me your why. Why do you do this? Because you know how much freaking work it is, Rich. What is your why?
Well, I guess number one, I enjoy tractor pulling. I grew up on the farm, of course. Been involved in the machinery business, selling farm equipment for close to 39 years now. So that part of it drives me. I guess I've always been a promoter. County fairs, we've done a ton of open houses and stuff at our dealership. So that's the kind of stuff I like doing. It's just something I enjoy. But I've got friends and family that are involved in it, so that's part of it. It's really just something that drives me. because we get to work together out here. That's the main thing. I don't do it alone. And, you know, with the group that we have, and you bring in the friends and then the families, and just keep getting more and more people involved. That's the neat part of it, I guess. Yeah, that's kind of what it is. That's where it's been.
Well said. Well said. Well said. Bruce, Cody, Charles, anything before we let Rich go tonight?
I got a couple.
What's the thing?
One, go ahead, Charles.
What's the thing out there for you guys in that region, being where you're at geographically? What resonates as a class out there? What do people get excited about in northwestern Iowa?
Diesel smoke. The super farms, as you know, has been the big deal in Rock Valley. I mean, we've done Calcuttas over the years. Just done a lot of, you know, basically competition with the super farms, brought them back, pulled them twice in a night, that kind of thing. But yeah, the big pros, the diesel smoke is what really drives Rock Valley. I'll have to be honest. But I tell you what, the pickup thing, we've got Terry Van Beek that's now, you know, getting into the pickups, and really you look at the crowd that follows the tractors is amazing. But there's a whole pickup crowd out there, and that's why our stands are getting fuller in the afternoon show on Saturday. Those people are traveling quite a few miles to come and see the pickups and the two-wheel drives and modifieds.
Talk about I know I might have missed that, but all the behind the scenes help, the guys that and gals that help get everything going, what it takes for parking, what it takes to get, you know, everything kind of laid out ahead of time, not just at the show, because we all know this is not a 1 day event, 2 day event. There's a lot of time invested in that.
That's correct. You know, earlier I said there's, you know, 12 of us on the board, and one of those guys that's pretty well takes over that parking thing, and we don't even ask questions. He grabs all the guys he needs, and we give him whatever he needs for equipments, and go get it done. And it just happens. Like I told somebody here a few weeks ago, I said, you know, we have quite a few meetings, but we don't have like a meeting a month. I mean, we basically talk here and there. It happens. Everybody knows what they have to do. They grab a hold and it gets done. So it's just, yeah, a well-oiled machine. We've got a lot of good volunteers that come and help us out and make it look good, you know, on the weekend. So that we're pulling.
Well, I know I'm looking forward to this year. So
yeah, I can't say enough about you guys helping us promote it. There's been just a ton of stuff out there on social media, a lot of good things. Tim Blank Sports doing a great job for us. You know, just basically seems like that's where it's all going. But we spend quite a bit of money on advertising as well as radio and paper, and we just got we got a feeling this year. It just feels like there's just going to be something a little different with our 20th anniversary. We've got some special things. I think Tim talked about it a little bit on his video earlier tonight for opening ceremonies. We're going to leave that a little bit under the rug and let you guys come and figure that out. It's going to be a neat deal. Yeah, there's definitely some new things here in Rock Valley you need to come and check out. There's one other deal that we will have some 20th anniversary t-shirts. That'll be on sale back behind the crow's nest here. There'll be more information coming on that. There's nothing online. I just want you to know that. It's going to be here at the pull. You got to come and buy it here at the pull. There's no online sales.
Attaboy.
Yep. That's smart. That's smart. Rich, on a big poll like this, just give me a ballpark advertising dollar amount you spend on, I mean, if you don't mind, just for people wanting to know what they realistically should spend to promote a big poll like this.
$10,000 don't go very far anymore.
And is that spread through radio, newspaper, TV? What do you guys do?
Yeah, it's I don't do a lot of TV. I guess the radio, of course, a little bit, some of the print. But yeah, we're looking at advertising as our, T-shirts that we're throwing out there. Basically for that part of the advertising, coolers that we're using with beer sales. That's the other thing. The fire department is doing a fundraiser again this year. They're serving the adult beverages, so that goes to that. We're donating directly to the fire department with that. They'll have coolers again. But yeah, there's just a lot of things that go into that advertising, including, like you talked about, radio, TV, all the print, and just a lot of different things that all come into that. But yeah, well, 10 grand, probably we've spent more than that. We're being a little bit smarter now about, doing more of the social media, and that has definitely brought our advertising dollars down.
Yeah, well, Roos and Cody and Mark Ham are the ones posting all the cool content on the Outlaw page and Beer Money for your event. So they're the ones that have the awesome photos and the cool descriptions that go with them and tell stories. And they've been doing it. If you get a good post, it causes a lot of reaction. And the fact that we're filming for ESPN has everybody kind of excited as well. So that part of this show will be on ESPN in August. So that's pretty cool for Rock Valley. So, yeah.
That is, like you said, there's been some of our shows, like on YouTube and things like that. But yeah, ESPN deal. That's exciting to hear about.
It's going to be fun. Bruce, Charles, Cody, anything else for Rich?
How's business at Town and Country?
It's been a busy spring. We're kind of shifting gears now into the fall, going into the combines and going into the harvest. So planters were a good deal. We had a great spring with all that. Finally getting some equipment to come in. It's been pretty tough to get stuff when we wanted it, but starting to come in that we have a little bit more of a choice to get back and sell to guys.
Nice.
You bringing in you sweet talk Kaysen to bring in that Black Knight back for this weekend or no?
No, we don't. We won't have the Black Knight here. That was last year. Yeah, would have been nice. Yeah, I know. We'll have to bring a few more red tractors on the track.
All right, and then the last one, and because I've never asked you this question.
Really?
If you could steal the keys to anything, past or present, go pulling with it for a weekend and not have to worry about paying for it if you fix it, what would you take and where would you take it and why? I'm sure you'd probably pull in Rock Valley, but
did you hear that?
Pulling?
Did you guys hear that laugh? That was his real laugh.
Well, it's going to be red, that's for sure.
Well, duh.
Yeah.
You've only sold red tractors for 40 years.
Yeah, I hear you. It's going to be red. It'd probably be a big pro stock, and probably would take it to Rock Valley. Yep.
Yeah, I love it.
Fair enough.
Awesome, Rich. We'll see you this weekend. Thank you for all that you do for pulling, and be sure to thank Adam Sandler for us as well. So
yeah, we'll hopefully have him make an appearance this weekend.
I'm hoping he gets out. I'm hoping he can get out of the house. So.
Okay.
All right, Rich.
Thanks, guys.
Have a good
Appreciate
week.
it.
Yep. Take care.
See ya.
See you soon, bud.
Rich Rozeboom, everybody. One of the promoters there in Rock Valley. Like he said, just a great guy. That event is neat. Super, super neat. It's one of the biggest polls in Iowa. And Charles hit it best. I mean, it's Northwest Iowa. There's nothing out there. It's just a bunch of small towns. And then all of a sudden, they have a big old tractor pull. And honestly, sometimes that's where you see some of the biggest crowds. The whole community rallies and does their thing. So does their thing. I'm going to have Chase. Chase is going to come on in a few minutes, guys, talk about the full pull game that they're picking this weekend. But otherwise, I just wanted to wrap up the weekends. Again, thanks for jumping on a Monday night here before the holiday. Our crowd is not as big as it normally is tonight. I think a lot of people are on boats and watching fireworks and drinking brewhas. So thank you to Cody and Charles and Ruth for hanging out with us tonight, and all of you that are watching us. We appreciate that as well. We know many of you listen on the podcast and rewatch on YouTube and stuff later in the week. But can you guys kind of recap your weekend? Ruth and Cody, I know you guys went to, is it Osceola or Osceola?
Osceola.
That's just south of your house, isn't it, Ryan?
Yep, about 40 minutes.
So I saw you made a comment that everybody says you can't get a big crowd the first year, but you were very, very happy. So
I'm not happy. I'm proud of those guys. Jesse and his team, and it is a huge team. It's more than just Jesse and Tyler and Keaton. they really worked their asses off. They did all the right things, with some minor exceptions. They used social media, they used radio, they used TV, and the crowd showed. And the crowd showed up, and they didn't care that we started a half hour late because there was standing water on the track at noon.
Wow.
And it was taking a little extra time to roll that track out and flatten it out. They hung in there. Cody can attest because he came home with a headache because the girl behind him was so enthusiastic about every good pass.
She wasn't enthusiastic about Cody, right? I just want to be clear. It was about the...
No, definitely not.
Oh, I don't know. She hooted and hollered a couple of times at him, but he wasn't. I don't think he was her type.
I said that. I said I should have left my earplugs in for the lady behind me.
He actually said that out loud.
Yes, it was good. I mean, it was a good. Like I will say it. The only time I've seen more food vendors at a tractor pull is the state fair.
Holy crap!
Had like, oh yeah, there's like 12 to 15 vendors for food.
Yeah, Jason, there were 10 food trucks.
Yeah.
You could get I think if you wanted chicken fried rice, you probably could have gotten it. No, I'm dead serious.
So
it was amazing the amount of the food that he brought in. Everything from wood-fired pizza to brisket to pulled pork to all manner of things. What was the ice cream? Like the rolled ice cream, is that a thing near you guys at all?
No, but it sounds amazing.
Well,
yeah, it's like Cold Stone, and then they roll it up like a burrito.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty legit.
5 pounds thinking of that. So
yeah.
Yeah, no, they did a fantastic job with that, and even for the cars that are dealt with the rain and having to deal with that, they had a enclosed trailer full of little kids, like construction equipment that they could go play around with in the rodeo arena that they were going to.
They never got to use.
Never got to use them, but they had a whole trailer full of them, like 20 of these things for little kids to go play with. Like they thought of a bunch of stuff, and then on top of that, they had the truck show and stuff too. So yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, there's a lot of chicken lights and chrome.
That's the worst thing for a promoter is to have the chance of rain and everybody's got their apps out and we've all seen it. Charles has been the announcer stand and you think we can get this in, but everybody's like, oh, I'm not going to go out there tonight. I don't want to rain it out. So, No, well, guys, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to play a quick little clip for Full Pull. We'll bring Chase on, talk about Rock Valley. Then I want to go talk about Osceola again. And then Mackenzie went down to Hopkinsville, Kentucky, Hoptown, and we recap Charles' weekend as well. So I got this re-up with Mr. Richardson from Full Pull. Chase Richardson, what are you doing?
Gentlemen, how are you?
Good.
Ryan.
What's happening?
Ron, Charles, Cody, thanks for bringing the quality of this show. Jason, thanks for bringing the users. No, actually, you know what I was thinking? You know what?
Actually, here, hold on. I'm just going to remove myself from the show. Charles.
No, but seriously, I'm a big fan of what you all do in this show. And, normally I'm watching this on a Monday evening. We all know how Monday evenings go, especially in pulling season. You're kind of like, your brain's not working right and you're ready to go to bed and you're just kind of like, oh, let me listen to this. This is like a Friday night vibe because it's a holiday tomorrow. So I think Schultz, we got to figure out a way to – you can't do this on a weekend, obviously, because it's pulling season. But like this Monday night before 4th of July, I mean, I think next year – I don't know what day 4th of July is on. We should like promote this as like a New Year's Eve throwdown. I mean, this is fun.
Chase, is it a Friday night vibe because of the day of the week, or is it because of that $45.99 a night hotel room you're in?
Yeah. Well, no, it's guilty to say it. It doesn't matter where I stay. I like to have a good time. So
That's the thing. I get that.
I had to bust that.
It's the greatest motorsport in the world. We all know that. But we also live in the greatest country in the world. So anybody that's not celebrating the greatest country in the world's birthday tomorrow, like shame on you, you know? So.
And I had to laugh because I got a Snapchat here the other day that back to Ryan Christie of the worst habit I'm glad I have again. As he's tearing the motor apart and putting it back together.
Yeah. Yeah. They call it a sickness.
Yes. Yes, they do.
Thank you guys for having me on though. Seriously though. I'll never turn down a chance to talk pulling with you guys. I'm a big fan of this show. So I don't know where I think Jason got mad and got off air, but like I said, the quality's here, so we're good.
So you're coming to Rock Valley.
Yeah.
Or does that mean your hotel and you're there now?
No, not there yet. Yeah, full pull will be there. Similar to kind of what we did at Toma. We'll have our countdown of pull time show before each session. You'll start seeing stuff about that tomorrow, I think, actually, on social media. And then obviously our free-to-play contest will win cash prizes up to $2,000 every session, every class. That'll be there Friday, both at Friday session and both Saturday sessions. So really excited to go with full pull, but selfishly, me personally, I'm excited to go because I've just heard so much and got to know those guys and know, the beauty of this sport is the venues like Rock Valley and the people that put it on. So me personally, I'm excited to see that. So
walk for somebody who's never been on the app, never done anything, walk them through what it's like. How do they start? How do they do something? Give us like the 30-second flyover of how you get signed up to do anything.
Yeah. So I'm not much of a PR guy because last week I said by the end of last week the app will be in the App Store. It's not in there yet. Optimistic it'll be in there by the end of this week. Whenever you're talking gaming and contests, you kind of got to jump through some more hoops than everyone else. But essentially, like we said, this is going to be a content portal for the sport. If it's available, you'll see it everywhere where you can download it. But regardless, if not, follow our social media account. You'll be able to easily access the site, if not via the app, to sign up and play. The games are very simple themselves. Each session will kind of be different. On Wednesday, there will actually be you'll see really excited to have a big person within the industry working for Full Pull now, Miles Krieger. He's kind of going to take on the role of, previewing each event. And on Wednesday, you'll see a preview of each contest and kind of talk about all the games and the prizes up for grabs for the weekend. But it's real simple. I think there's 7 different contests on Friday evening session. I can't remember. I'm not the guy in the middle of all that. I just read the emails, to be honest with you. But it'll be 7 contests, and obviously there'll be a grand prize of $2,000. If you pick the winner in every class correctly, you win $2,000. So it'll kind of follow that lead all sessions. So yeah, we're really excited to see where this goes. And I think we said it last week, but there was 2,700 players at Toma, which was very non-expected, and we not surprised because we know how enthusiastic people are in this sport. But there was no marketing or planning behind it, and just to be clear about that, we're doing something there's no blueprint for, just to be blunt about it. So you don't know how it's going to go, and just to be transparent, like from a strategic standpoint, you market and promote this as, June 22nd, download this app, the biggest show ever come in motorsports, and the back office and the app and the technical stuff crashes and burns. Then you don't look like you really don't know what you're doing. Then you look like then it looks like I'm in charge of it, which I'm really not. But you kind of got to ease into this because we're just in uncharted territory. But the enthusiasm and the amount of feedback we've gotten since Toma is really, 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 really exciting. So
it's super easy. I did it for Thursday night at Toma. If you've been a part of the pick the winners that we've done for Pullers Championship or Farm Machinery Show or Shipshawana, whatever it is, same idea. You get the list of the entries and you pick the guys you think are going to win that particular class that particular night. Super simple. I didn't do it the rest of the weekend, not because I didn't want to, but I went to Norwalk, NHRA, and when there's that many people on the property, cell phone signal is not going to happen. But
I'm going to ask you a question, though, Charles. This is very important because moving forward, did you tell everyone there at Norwalk you met, which I have a ton of drag racing friends, particularly the Pro Mod class, but did you make them aware that tractor pulling is way better than drag racing? Because that's like a big thing that we're going to get the message across. There's a lot of smart people and better talkers than me that will have that conversation. But Charles, we don't practice. We don't practice.
You're 100% right. There's no practice. There's no qualifying. There's no elimination rounds. It's one and done. And that's what makes it better. But I'm also
you definitely go through the pits
and slow and fat, so I really don't want to pick my fights.
So next time you go to one of those events, just let us know, and we're going to go through there and just let them know, hey, we love drag racing. These guys are great, but tractor pulling is way better. Just give us a heads up. We'll get you an entourage to go with you.
Yeah, I there's one pit area I would have gotten away with it in, and that was Stan Shelton's. But anybody else? I'm friends with Stevie Jackson, and can't wait to. We have the conversation off the record oftentimes, and ultimately the mic drop with all these guys is like, "Oh, you're with the sport that practices. We don't practice," and they don't really know what to say to that.
Dude, why is that not already on a T-shirt?
Yeah, Bruce, we can't get an app published in the App Store yet. We're like, let us get the app in the App Store, then that's coming. Yeah, I mean, no, but I'm obviously very passionate about this and love this sport as much as anyone like you guys do. But it's we're gonna have a lot of fun for sure.
So speaking of,
can we get Stevie Fast Jackson can we get him to a poll?
It's funny. He was planning to come to Chapel Hill, Tennessee, because he lives in Augusta, Georgia, and his wife unknowingly booked a trip to the Caribbean that he didn't know about. But we're working on getting him to another one. He'll be there for sure. He doesn't want to come though because he knows he's going to get crushed.
Jason, throw up the other screen. Throw up my other screen, Jason. I know he's working behind the scenes. I got to make a point here. I'm logged out, so I can't do it myself.
Which screen, Charles?
Yeah, the other one I'm presenting. I'm logged out, so I can't do it.
My bad. My bad.
Thank you.
You have one job.
So Stevie Fast, how come the blades are shut on this thing at like 500 feet? What are we doing there?
What is this?
That's the car Stevie tunes. That's for Norwalk.
Yeah.
Why are the blades shut? What are we doing?
Charles, if we could practice 7 times before we go to Chapel Hill, you realize how much easier this would be?
Oh man, no doubt.
Yeah, I mean the mini rod class, the greatest class in pulling. I don't want to get on that subject here, but Stevie Fast and the Pro Mod guys could, if Adam Bauer, Adam Kester, Tyler Solo's guys had 7 times of practice the week of Chapel Hill, how fun would that be? That's so stupid. Am I right, Charles? Am I right or wrong? Tell me.
No, you're 100% right. The only problem with all those mini rod guys is they'd have to triple their tire budget.
If we went together,
that's true.
If we went together and rented the Chapel Hill track in the sled and practiced for 5 days before Friday night, this sport would not be cool. But we're the greatest motorsport in the world, so that's what we do.
Yeah, Stevie likes to go brag about how he goes tuning at the house of Hook. Well, that's us every weekend, so bring it.
We'll get Stevie on here. I don't know if he's ready for the tractor pulling crowd yet.
I think
great guy though. Actually, he's.
Hey, you know what? You tell him this. If Lyle Barnett can handle it, so can he.
Right on.
So what?
Lyle came on and did an interview with us.
Did he really?
He did, 100%.
Yeah. So obviously, Stan Shelton. I love the Sheltons. Great friends. Love those guys. Stan went to go. I shouldn't say this. Never mind. He went to go drag race because his boys took all of his vehicles, and I'm just like them. Like my dad provides my ride too, but he had to go somewhere where he could just go run because pulling's too hard, right? Reese, Grace, I love you guys, and Camille.
Hey, good on him for picking a Mustang though instead of being pro Camaro.
Yeah, I didn't really want to get on the subject. We're here to talk about Rock Valley. This is a whole nother conversation.
That's what happens when you get on this late in the show.
Yeah. Well, no, it's the Friday night vibe. Friday night on a Monday.
Yep.
Yeah. And it's after 9, so it's whatever happens.
Beer money after dark.
Beer money. Hey, next year, 1.2. I'm telling you, you need to promote July 3rd as like a New Year's Eve throwdown and like do your show, do the little countdown, the last hour. Just do it then. I think that's a great idea. I think you're onto something here.
Fantastic. Whatever you say, Chase. I just want you to be happy.
Oh, golly. Here we go.
So, Chase, what have you heard about Rock Valley?
Great track. I know the people that put the show on, so the great people, obviously. You don't really meet bad people in the sport, in case nobody hasn't heard. And it just, the crowd, it's so cool. And I don't want to get on a soapbox, but you go to these towns like a Rock Valley and a Rockwell and a Chapel Hill. And Roos, I had this conversation with you, I think probably at Farley. I can't remember. That was a rain out. That was like my mind's foggy from the rain out. But what's so cool,
it wasn't the rain out that made your mind foggy. That didn't make mine foggy either. It was all the crown.
These great events you have in these small communities. I'm going to call them small communities. They're not urban areas, but you see how the community and the people get behind it and what impact those shows have for like those towns. Like Chapel. Yep. I'm most tied to it from Chapel Hill because I've been going there my whole life. I know a lot of people haven't been to Chapel Hill just because of its structure, but like Chapel Hill, Tennessee is known for a tractor pull, and then it's a town secondary because they have great sports teams and like when you literally park in a high school in their baseball and softball fields and like their football field. But every year we go there, the Lions Club there just gives back to that school, like everything they make from the pool. So, and this is one of the best pools in the world, and the same as Rock Valley. So, going and meeting these people and seeing how that pool impacts the community. I mean, what's better than that? We're not a asphalt drag strip that just stays closed, every year except 2 weeks a year. Like this is like real life stuff. So can't wait to see it. And the coolest part, the hay lot deal, like I can't wait to get there and just see the hay lot, the pits. Cause I went out there just to visit with the guys a few months back. I can't remember when it was, but like the pit area where that hay lot is, that's amazing. That's really cool that turns into a pit. And can't wait. I told Jason earlier today, I'm more excited about go this pool than I've been to. More excited to go this pool than I've been in a long time. It feels like it's farm show week for me, so I'm excited.
This is kind of a stupid question, but is your hopefully your check liver light isn't flashing, because it will be by the time you're done.
Well, I looked at the forecast. I saw there was a chance of rain. I told you guys last week, as long as it's not rain out, I'm good. When it's a rain out, that's when the Monday night shows after a Saturday rain out, I don't ever sit through them because I can't make it. It's just
I mean, imagine trying to do it from our side.
Cheers. Here's to you, buddy.
Yeah, but the other part is, and I probably shouldn't say this publicly, but we stay up as pullers because like we're a tight-knit people, like we're all friends and love each other. Stay up all night and get your stuff loaded, and you end up going to bed at midnight earlier, but you partake in activities that you wouldn't normally do. And then you got to drive 10 hours in an 18-wheeler down the road, and then you get home and it's like, what just happened? So not everybody's like that though.
No, on the full pull crew are coming. You bringing OJ and
yeah, the whole crew that was at Toma. You'll see all the big pulls in the country. And the other thing I want to touch on, the full pull event schedule will be launched on Thursday. And this weekend's, or it's not a weekend, but this past weekend is the only off weekend. We got 45 events from now until the end of September. So it's going to be a ton of fun across all three organizations.
So are you driving at Rock Valley too then? Are you bringing
Probably shouldn't. I freaking suck in that truck. You talking about the 2-wheel drive?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna keep driving it until I get fired from it. But yeah, we Clay and Mike Chastain campaigned that truck and did a great job with it. Won a championship 2 years ago, and with this full pull thing coming to the sport this year, we knew it was kind of going to look a little different. But also on top of that, that truck's going to kind of just be like PR piece, and you're going to hear more about that truck in a couple of weeks. A really, really cool thing we got in the works. But also on top of that, we're pretty heavily involved in the supercharger game. Chuck Ford is a very close friend of ours and work with Chuck hand in hand. And Chuck's really wanting to get in the 2-wheel drive class in that market. And Charles, you know this. These diesel guys like Schultz don't know it. The supercharger game is really interesting because there's a lot of all superchargers are great, but there's a lot of different ways to run it. And what's unique about the blowers and superchargers we run is that we don't run much overdrive. And with our mini rods and my dad's tractor, we run our blowers on like 24% overdrive, 24 to 30. And our competitors are running probably 50 to 60. I don't really know, but it's a total different game. It's a total different game in that truck. We have the blower on 24% over and don't really know what it's going to do and not going to stick somebody in there to necessarily say go make it work because we blew it up the first time we ran it at Farley. So I don't have big plans to stay in 2-wheel drive pulling at all, but we're going to try to get a program with that truck with the 24% overdrive blower. It may take 10 years, but we'll eventually figure it out.
You're right on, man. I've had conversations privately with a bunch of different people just saying, look, like show me the inserts, show me the shoes. Not that I'm going to share it with anybody. I just want to understand what guys are doing with these things to better get a handle on it and be able to better explain what different guys like SSI or Darren Mayer or Chuck Ford's doing. And you're right on. Yeah.
So we're running a 24% overdrive blower and that, and until we get it where it runs decent, I'll probably drive it until then. I don't really want to drive though.
By the way, I'd still love to score me a CFH hat. Just saying.
You don't want a full pull hat?
I'll wear one of them too. I don't care.
Come on, man. We'll get you whatever you want. Just let me know. We'll see you at Rockwell, right?
Yeah, I'll be out there. Yep.
We'll get that done. Remind me before.
You got it.
And by the way, it's also too. I know you guys were promoting the event in Hopkinsville, Kentucky, the West Kentucky State Fair last weekend. Go back to my argument about this is the greatest motorsport ever. So, and I saw it present tonight. There was a Ohio State pull tonight. Hopkinsville, Kentucky is like an hour and 15 minutes from our house, our farm. And obviously knew about the event. I used to pull 2-wheel drives a long time ago when I first started pulling. And they had a great class of 2-wheel drives. A Saturday midday, we were messing around there, and CJ wanted to take his family to go do something. Like, well, we should just go to the West Kentucky State Fair. So we went down there and ran through the truck, and the trailer rolled in there. And this is back to my point of how this motorsport is so great. Like, those guys are elite that run these organizations like Mid-South, Ohio State, TNT, because – and Jason makes this argument all the time. That truck, the full pull truck, Clay and Mike Chastain's truck, the one that we're running now, it won the Grand National Championship 2 years ago, and we made it to the finals at Louisville Saturday night. But we go down there and run the other day, and we get beat by 12 feet. So I think we went 319, and the winning distance was 331. We got 10th. We got 10th, and these dudes just like they beat your head in the ground. And I saw it tonight with Russ Nichols. Russ Nichols he won the farm show. He's arguably one of the best 2-wheel drive pullers out there. He went to Ohio State pull tonight and got 9th. Before I got long-winded, this sport is the greatest motorsport in the world because John Force don't go to his local drag strip and go compete against anybody and get his head beat in. Like, where else does that happen? And those guys that run those organizations could go run and do what we do just the same. They just don't have the ability to do it or aren't. It just everyone has their own deal with it. So that stuff right there is awesome to me.
So back to Rock Valley for what you guys are doing out there. Is it going to be a deal where you'll have the ability to pick every class for each session, or just 3, or what are we looking at there?
I think there's the 2-wheel drive. I don't want to say too much because I don't have it in front of me. I know there's like 6 classes where you can pick, or 5 classes where you can pick the winner in the top 3, and then there's a 6th game where you pick. I think it's the diesel super, the light super, modified, and semi winners. It'll look similar to Toma, but and then you'll have the grand prize each game, each session where you can pick each winner to win $2,000, or if there is not a perfect slate of winners, there will be an alternative winner in terms of just like a point system, fantasy as you call it.
Did anybody win at Toma?
Excuse me?
Did anybody win the $2,000 at Toma for the per
No. It's so difficult. I don't know if anybody will all summer, to be honest with you. I hope they do, but it's just, you guys know how competitive these classes are. It's like it's like hitting a lottery ticket.
It's tough, and to assuage the concerns, like you're under no obligation to do this, right? You just sign up and that's it. You're not giving anybody a credit card number, none of that.
Yeah, 21 and over. 21 and over from any state, and you're in.
Like it.
Yep.
So when are you guys getting to town?
Thursday afternoon, I believe. When should we get there, Bruce?
I would imagine Thursday's a good time, as good a time as any. I was going to say, if you're rolling through Des Moines on Wednesday, you should give me a call.
Why, just to give our livers a head start, or what?
No, I won't do that to you. I know you've got a hauler to drive.
Actually, I think, Bruce, the way we go up through Omaha that way, I was looking at it yesterday.
You're driving right by Des Moines, unless you're taking 70 across and 29 up.
We're going St. Louis, Kansas City, Omaha.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, then you are. Then yeah.
Actually,
that's your loss. I got brisket. I got leftover brisket. That's
I
your
was
loss.
just gonna say, I know where this was going.
I was considering going through Des Moines until you offered that, and I don't want the peer pressure, so we're going through Omaha now.
What a foolish mistake.
Love you, Reese.
That was a dumb mistake right there.
I'm sure we'll make up for it.
At some point, I'm sure we will.
Brisket pizza? Yeah. Or breakfast hash with brisket, also on the menu.
Sounds dangerous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nah, not dangerous. Just good. That's the other thing. That's kind of one of my other passions. When during the off season, I've got 2 smokers, 2 now because Cody took one of them on Saturday.
Yeah. We all need friends.
Brisket and pizza and burn ends and stuff like that. That's kind of, I didn't get this body through Wood Watchers. Let's be clear.
What are you doing on Friday night?
You said the magic words. I heard burn ends.
I'm not bringing a smoker up there with me. Sorry, buddy.
His big smoker weighs like 600 pounds. I'm not going to lie. It doesn't fit in the back of his Golf GTI.
Nope.
We'll figure out there'll be some more outlaw events we'll be attending this summer. So I promise you, I will take you up on your brisket.
Fair enough. Russ Dostal always asks every time he sees, because I will sometimes taunt people, maybe, always. Always, he always asks, do you DoorDash? I think he's getting real tired of the answer no.
I see that question there, Russ. Each session will have its own set of games, so any lineup changes will be updated. Or we all know the reality. There's somebody might break or something happens last minute. You'll have your opportunity to change your picks up until the class starts. But for your scenario there, yes, the lineups will be updated per session. Jason, you've been quiet. What a great show.
He's muted.
He's staying muted.
Yeah.
That was a new one. We
First
decided
time
we wanted
history
to try
ever.
Huh?
First time in the history of ever.
What? That he stayed muted?
Yeah. He's self-censored.
The power of the mute button never known more than by Jason Schultz.
Well, but the self-control to actually push it on himself.
Yeah, because I'm not logged in. Like I can't pull that card on him. Like he's doing all
Right,
this.
Chase.
That's
None of us can actually mute him,
Yeah.
except for Charles if he logs in.
And I'm not tonight. I'm not. So
That's why I said the quality. You guys bring the quality. He's a smart man. Like he knows why people watch this show is not for him. I give him hard.
With the exception of Charles and you, we've all got faces for radio. So I mean,
Yeah.
Oh man, what are you drinking there, Roos?
This is Peerless Distilling Single Barrel Bourbon from Louisville, Kentucky.
Right up the road.
Right up the road. That was the greatest tour. Travel advice: if you're ever in Louisville for the farm show or whatever, go to a distillery. And if you have the time, spend 2.5 hours touring Peerless. Pay for the big the founders tour or whatever it is. It's like $75, and they do them like 2 or 3 times a month.
It's a bourbon trail. You go on the bourbon tour trail. Bourbon trail.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It's the Heritage Tour, and you better book it way in advance.
Yeah, for sure. It's awesome.
Or you can get real lucky like I did, and you can do it a week in advance. I never told you that story, did I?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I know about it.
I got real lucky and got a tour for 7 people 2 days before the farm show, or the day before the farm show started. That tour sells out like instantly.
Yeah, that's hard to do, man. You hit a jackpot there, Roos.
I have no idea how.
You hit the $2,000 grand prize on Friday night at Rock Valley.
I did.
You got to know the right people, and we know the right people.
Yeah. No, seriously, though, you're going to see a ton of content put out this week and moving forward. You guys, and all I recommend all pulling fans, all people in the sport, have fun with it. Pick your winners, put it on your social, let everyone know who you're rolling with that night. I mean, Charles, I've heard you say this, but like rivalries are fun and needed in this sport, and what better way than stir up who Charles is picking than getting the other guy mad, like, oh, Charles is picking you tonight. So, and the other cool thing you'll see as we move along, not this week, but in the coming weeks to come, we'll be able to publicize, the trendy picks and who's the number 1 pick and who's the least picked and stuff like that. So that's a lot of content and fan engagement that will be a ton of fun for everyone.
Great. I'm going to have a screen name like I'm sitting in Buffalo Wild Wings so nobody knows who I am.
Call yourself Jason Schultz.
There you go.
There we go.
There you go. Chase, who's your biggest rival?
I love everybody, Roos. They all are my rivals.
Shut up, Chase. Give me a name.
I mean, everyone's so good.
Come on, pick on somebody. Pick on somebody that will pick back.
No, it's not picking on, but I mean, Mini Rock class, I mean, I say it, but I mean it. It's so freaking competitive and hard. Like, whoever won the night before, I'll answer that. Brian Guza won at Toma. He's my biggest rival because he's the next guy we'll see at Chapel Hill.
Cheers.
So, fair enough. But they're so good. Everyone's talented. Like, these guys are athletes that do that. I mean, it's everyone's good. But I hate them all when we're competing. I'm in the dirt when we get ready to pull. But
right until the moment you hook to the
won't
sled,
find
right?
better people. Yeah.
You're friends until you hook to the sled. Yep.
Yeah. No, I mean, not even friends. Like I said, I would literally like to kick their face in the dirt. Not the girls, but the guys.
It's all fun and games.
Well,
so
that's
that
a shame because I think Lindsay wants to grind your face into the dirt.
Yeah. Well, she don't have to try. I normally do it myself.
Hey, you made a half decent, if not, I think a pretty good lick on Friday at Farley, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean we're in the.
You were mid pack. I know
hunt.
you're still working on some things, but
We're in the hunt. Yeah, I mean it's a long season, so it's a marathon, not a sprint, Roos. We'll
bingo.
Try to do a little better as we go, and it'll all work itself out. If you get a top 5 in that class, honestly, it's like a win.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a secret club for 2023 about the I Rolled My Mini club that everybody's trying to join all of a sudden?
I have no comment on that. The second I make a comment, I'll be upside down, so I have no comment.
That's fair.
Yeah. I mean, it's the greatest class in pulling, and people that know me, I say this all the time, but whenever you want to try something in a 2-wheel drive or a super, like any diesel class, and I love diesel classes, I love them all. I'm just making a point that when you want to try something to see if it works, if it don't work, your tail kicked, right? Well, if you try something in mini rod, you're taking a risk that you're going to be upside down. Like it's a whole nother agenda. So, but that's what makes it fun.
That's one class that everyone always is like, I would never drive a mini rod, but I don't know. I would love to drive a mini rod.
Yeah, I'd try it once.
Yeah,
100%.
Charles, whenever you walk to the pits at Norwalk next year and tell them a tractor pulling's way better than mini rod, but tractor pulling's way better than drag race, and then we'll get you in a mini rod. But you got to do that first.
All right. Fair point.
I'll go there for Norwalk for that one.
Tell you what, I'm probably going to fly to Pomona, so maybe I'll do it there.
That's fine. We'll give you some full pull gear and some T-shirts, and we'll get someone to video you when you go to Stevie Jackson's pit and tell him that tractor pulling is way better than this shit.
We need to book flights for that, Charles.
Yeah, I'm going too. If you're doing, I'm in. I'm all in, Charles. Just
Yeah, we'll send you shirt sizes. It's okay.
That's fine. No, I'm in. So,
just a giant, big script across the tractor pullers don't practice.
Yeah. No, you don't even say it like, oh, so Steve, you're with the sport that practices. Nice to meet you.
If we actually got him on the phone and said that to him tonight, without you being here, would he know immediately that we were friends with you?
No. So I talked about Chuck Ford. I'm really close with Chuck. We are, and Stevie is too. And we kind of like, he's kind of like the bridge between us all. But
okay,
we're like that. I say this all the time in life. Like, if I'm friends with Roos and you got a friend that I'm friends with, like we're all the same people. It's that type of situation.
Yeah.
So, no, he's coming to a pull. You'll see him here soon.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Just before you stick him in a mini, make sure he's healed.
He's not good enough driver for that.
Okay, that's fair. That's
fair. Well, neither was Jay Leno, but they put him in a mini.
Not a real one though, Bruce.
They can't practice. Remember?
Ooh, fighting words.
Not a real one. Yeah, I'll tell you what we'll do. The last event of the year, we'll stick something like that in a mini rod. That way, when they get up on their side, we have all winter to fix it.
Fair enough.
Remember, Stevie, we don't do burnouts either.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, so you're with the sport that practices. Oh, and you also get 5 times to get into the show. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, you're really good at your job.
But they put the track for you.
Who's putting this on there? Is this Jay Leno?
Yeah, this has got to be that video. Oh, shout out to Schultz. He was quick on the draw with that.
This is a real mini rod. This is like a European pull.
That isn't the sharecropper or the bank robber, is it?
No, I don't think so.
No, it wasn't either one of those, but it was, I think, a gun distractor, maybe.
Yeah, it was one of Robbie's.
Yeah.
Really, I didn't know that.
And
Yeah.
that one, oh God, brain fart. What's his name in Arizona had it for a little while. He had bought it and then sold it on.
Ah, okay.
I feel like we had this conversation. Somebody told us who's
Phillips. I don't know why I forgot his name. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Will you be doing? Yes, BG will be in there strong. Deneen DeForce. BG is going to be a lot of fun.
Oh.
Russ, I feel this. I feel that comment.
And just the last lady's question, the schedule will be released on Thursday, but as a preview, the biggest pools in the world, in the United States, are all going to have full pool presence this year. So that's pretty exciting across all organizations. Yeah.
I've never dealt with an angry orangutan, but I suppose that's true.
Well, you guys be at Rock Valley?
Charles isn't the Rhine Island.
Charles would if he'd get in his car and drive, but whatever.
Yeah.
I'm actually going down to your neck of the woods, Chase. I'm going to be down in Bowling Green, Kentucky this weekend.
Oh, you're back in those asphalt guys.
Yeah, I have to be back with the asphalt guys this weekend. We're talking trash on drag racers, and that's what I got to go do this weekend.
No, I know they're great. No, drag racers are awesome. They're just not as good as tractor pullers.
Well, some of them have, a good many of them that are going to be running down there have tractor engines.
Yeah. So is that the Harley drags?
No, it's Outlaw Diesel Super Series, so it's all diesel stuff.
You know, if you're ever in the area, like we only live 45 minutes. This is like a public show, but like you could stay at our place if you need a place to stay, as long as you wear the Tractor Pulling's a Great sports shirt. I wasn't joking.
He's got to get the app built first before you get a T-shirt.
Yeah,
So it might be a little bit longer this weekend.
Now, theoretically, he
Charles,
can
I highly
already do the shirt because it's on the Android App Store, isn't it?
It's on Android, but
that's fair.
Yeah,
Okay.
it'll be out there when it's downloadable. So it'll be soon. Charles, I highly recommend Spillway. Go to the Spillway Saturday evenings. They got a great band in there. Normally a $5 cover, but I know that the manager there. We can probably get you in. But highly recommend the evenings. Not far from Beach Bend, Spillway. Great spot.
I'll keep that in mind.
Mm-hmm.
See how late we go. We started eliminations at 5, but we'll see how late we go.
Yeah, for sure. All right, man. Schultz, you still here?
No, we killed him.
He's sleeping.
He's being slick. Thank you guys for having me on here. I know I get rambling sometimes, but I'm a huge fan of you guys in this show, so I'll never turn down an invite to come talk, spread the word about the greatest motorsport in the world.
Appreciate you coming on, man. Thank you very much.
Cheers, man. Drive safe.
Yeah,
Give me a holler if you're pulling through town around any meal hour.
I'll definitely take you up on that some point. Not this week though. I've heard too many stories about Rock Valley.
Fair enough.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, Chase.
Thanks, Chase.
See you,
dude. Cool. Glad to have him on and talk about what he's got going on.
Yeah.
Hi, friends.
Hi.
Hi, friend.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Love it. Let's wrap up our weekends. I want to make sure that Cody and Roos talked a lot about Osceola. Charles, your events, and then I was supposed to go to Okaka, Illinois, but it got rained out, guys. So
Well, we kind of already covered mine. It was a thumb hook. Points classes on Friday night. We had the rain out. Well, not rain out, rain delay that made us hook until 3:47 a.m. I got home at 5:45 and then slept for 3 hours and turned around and went right back up there to do antiques, farm stocks, and trucks again.
Wow.
But you know what? It's what you do. I was happy to be a part of it. It was cool. Glad we got it in. And I spent yesterday hanging out with everybody from Dirty Hooker Diesel, cooking food and blowing off fireworks. And Derek and Nicole Rose came up, and the Fawcett Racing guys from Canada were there, and Maury Logue was in town out from Utah too, and just hanging out and swapping bench racing and blowing shit up. It's fun.
It's nice to see Shane's comment on here. This weekend was a blast, both on and off the track. I can't say a big enough thank you, not only the competitors that run Mid-South regularly, but all the other pullers who showed up as well. It was awesome to see, and can't wait for next year already. So hashtag Hoptown. So Dylan says, also looked like a great crowd. Wish we could have made it. Yeah, the track looked like it was a good track, guys. Like Sticky.
It bit hard.
I watched the YouTube video of the 401 class, and I could tell by the way they were working. It was for real. So,
I gotta give a shout out to Jimmy Bosch. Jim was kind of my dude growing up because he was probably the closest Grand National competitor to me.
Okay.
And so I just kind of just rooted for him by default. But for those of you who know what the term ZFG means, it was never more evident than in Jim's pass on Friday night. Holy crap. He damn near bounced the body off of the truck and then decided to bend it. And the bump that he hit was at like 100 foot, maybe 125 foot. I've got pictures of that truck with 3 wheels in the air, and the body rose, Cody, would you say a foot, maybe a foot and a half?
Yeah, and he let out
So
of it.
imagine a pickup truck body bouncing a foot and a half up, and the driver saying, nope, F it. And he just hammered the throttle, and he took it out to 336, and he took the lead. And he had the lead for all of about 3 minutes.
He let out of it and then decided, nope, not today, Satan, and put it back down. I'm not kidding. Like, it's one thing to see somebody back out of it and get back into it. That thing, like, it just, the raw power of it to let out like that and then just bend it and put it out to the lead, like, that was impressive. It was
yeah.
fun. So
That was, I'm not going to lie, that was fun to watch. He sent that motor into 5 digits. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
So this one made me laugh, Charles. Tony Burkhardt had this on his Facebook page.
Yeah.
Ever feel like you've been violent? What, it was Canada Day or something, wasn't it?
It was Canada Day on Saturday. But that was
Saturday.
That photo's from this morning, but that flag got installed in the back of that truck last night, and I'm really proud of Tony for leaving it there all night.
I love social media for fun stuff like this, for people that can laugh a little bit and not take everything so serious.
I hope he buries that flag with a gallon of poutine.
Probably not.
Figured you'd get a kick out of that.
Probably not. Those guys really, they're fun to hang out with. They were absolutely right. I'm wearing their hat tonight for gosh sakes. I mean, they're cool.
I think every UCC competitor that we hung out with from Canada was a blast to hang out with.
Yeah.
I mean,
you cannot insult them because they will be back with something 10 times funnier that fast.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a different level. I'm going to mess with you.
I really miss Sean, the crazy redneck.
Oh, yeah. Sean's another one. Absolute character and salt of the earth guy. I love Sean Ellerton.
What about Oh, I should know the name. Dude with the Dodge with the super stock setup, basically.
Oh yeah, gosh, yeah. You're making me have a brain
The
fart.
truck was for sale recently, by the way.
Yeah, I forget the fellow's name too. I know exactly who you mean though.
Corey, it's coming to me. Witteveen.
Corey Witteveen. Yes.
Corey Witteveen. Okay, so for those of you playing along at home, the photos that I took a few photos of Corey Witteveen in 2018 and 2019 at UCC, the years that I was there. And they are probably the most widely known photos that I've ever taken because a couple of diesel, big diesel douchebag accounts stole them and posted them as their own. They were watermarked. So you can see my watermark on them, but some of them they posted them up on Instagram and they got.
This was it 19 or 18? I'm on your Facebook.
I'm digging to find one for you.
Yeah.
It was that red Dodge Ram with the SRT 10 body kit and the two giant turbos sitting out front and two stacks. If you followed me for any length of time, you've seen those photos. They are some of the photos I am most proud of.
Here's the one I got one right here. I know this one for sure. I've seen it all over. This one,
but they got 10 or 20,000 likes. Mine, that photo. Oh, I love that truck.
That's still one of my favorite photos of yours.
Oh.
So that's it in drag racing form, and Jason has punched up there the sled pulling version.
Yes.
Oh, that's cool. Look at the smoke out of that thing. Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what I love about UCC. And I've only got to go that 1 year, Charles. But I just see him go from the drag strip to the pulling track. It's a hoot. And then it's almost kind of like Mythbusters a little bit when they go to the pulling track. I don't know if that's the right term or not, but it's like I'm just gonna try this. It's awesome. So
what?
Awesome.
500 shot of nitrous? Will it make the turbos pull faster? Yep. All right, let's make it work.
Only 500? Those are rookie numbers. You got to pump them up, son.
Hey, somebody's got to do something to qualify in. They got to learn somewhere. I just wish Chris Searles would consult me before he sets the date. Because for the past 2 years, he set it on my anniversary weekend.
Well, the next year
is
5th, 6th, and 7th of July or June. Sorry, June. It's going to be 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th of June.
Hallelujah!
I'm excited because I was really going to be going this year until shoulder surgery, but
I think this truck is still for sale, by the way. Trevor Peterson would let you. The motor and trans is gone, but I think the roller's still for sale for that one.
Really?
Charles, that shorter wheelbase like that, what class could that be? Halfway competitive, like a 2.6 or a 3.0, or what do you think?
Sled pulling, nothing.
Yeah.
Useless. That's drag truck gone sled pulling.
You dream killer.
You dream killer.
Race tractor.
Race tractor.
Hashtag race truck.
That thing is still in a trailer, half burned out.
What was his name? He was out west.
Sean
Baca.
He was a big name for a couple of years. Everybody talked about Baca. He cruised around in that.
He hit 2940 on the dyno and exploded the thing, and I don't think he looked at it since. He's got a Chevelle he's playing with these days.
Yeah.
And I think a GTR also.
Yes. A very fast GTR, I believe.
Yeah.
For those of you who watch reality TV, you might recognize that.
Yeah,
little
that's
deal.
Welder up.
Yep.
All right, real quick.
And those guys are awesome, by the way. They are fun. They hung out with us at trackside on Sunday during the sled pull. They were so much fun. They were into it, 100%.
There's Charles up there. No, you're in second floor, right, Charles?
Nope. That's what yeah, second floor. Yeah.
Yeah, you're
Let's
always
go with
second
that. Go with that. Let everybody think that. That's Dan Snyder right there. He's back in a dragster now.
Is he?
Power stroke. Josh McCormack, when are you going to get that one out? Please. Come on.
Right?
John Montesino, same question. When's that one going to reappear?
That was a cool truck. Come on. You guys have all seen the TikTok thing about the F4 Ranger.
Yeah.
If ever there was something that it made sense for, it's that truck.
I know, stranger. I know what that is. That's a
Right.
Ford Ranger.
Yeah.
Those guys we see on the track all the time. That guy makes the meanest steak in the world.
And he's the most recent winner in Region 2. He was at Door on Saturday night and took a 3-0 Region 2 class.
Atta baby. Steak for everybody.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out to Jason Rack, Roos, your buddy. He was at Door. He knew we were promoting Door. I added him to Beer Money. He went live a couple times. Jim got him a pass right next to the track. So thank you for that, buddy.
Nice. Rack's good. He's a good dude.
Good people, as you would say.
Hey, that truck is from the same town as Killdozer.
Yes, it is. John
Granby,
Sherrado's
Colorado.
I think that might be the truck in question. Our Canadian guys.
No way.
Faucets?
I think
Ellerton sold that?
No, that's not Sean's truck.
Oh, you mean the guys who really like luggage carts?
Yes, who like luggage carts.
Did they take it back to Canada?
No, he's actually still got it. Yeah, they did. He still got it. He said that
The
last
luggage
night.
cart?
He still has the luggage cart.
That is fantastic.
They have to air up the tires every so often just keep it.
Perhaps. They've swapped them out with some Harbor Freight, like all-terrain kind of air tire or pneumatic tires.
He said the hook bar that's at the top there is the perfect thing to hang your helmet on.
He's not wrong.
I can see that. Usually drag racers just full of no good.
I love listening to Chase. He makes me freaking die laughing.
Was that Nate? Did I
We
take a picture of Nate
practice.
Banstra?
There's no practice.
Charles, that last photo, was that of Nate Banstra?
Yeah, I think it was because he was a qualifier one year. So yeah, I think it was his.
Holy crap. Duramax with a bunch of weights, yeah.
Yeah, I think
Jeez,
that
look
is
at all
him.
the weights he's hanging.
He did mic drop. He is the record holder for quickest 8th mile with an Allison. And he said
1,800 pounds.
He said, enough.
Nice.
I'm done. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm tired of breaking them. I'm going turbo 400. So Paul and Colin Edwards are next up. They want to go after it. Mike Wazowski.
Good
Mike
Lord.
Wazowski, I'm watching you.
Wazowski.
That's
That's
power
right.
driven, guys. Running dual
That was the
cuts in
year
the
they went
back. And
triple
those tires
cuts.
are so old, they're as hard as a coffin nail.
Yep.
Yeah, but the wheel spacers on the front, good Lord.
Yeah.
That's kind of that Mythbuster thing, I saw stuff that normally I don't see on a pulling track, but they, they're just doing whatever they could. There was one truck with duals on the front. That one year I was there. So it was a hoot.
There was Derek. Derek, the year he got, I don't know, second or third.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Derek's the one who came up with the idea of calling that truck the race tractor.
The race tractor. I love
Because it was more family friendly than calling it blue balls.
Maybe.
Allegedly.
Maybe. The thing has been one hell of a tease over the 13, 14 years he's had it.
1,000% agreed.
While we're talking on racing, is Maddie running this weekend?
Yes.
I figured.
Yes, she will be there.
Sweet. Are they planning to do anything special for Tom?
Not this weekend. If we do, that'll be the end of the month when we go back to Crossville.
I'm sorry. For some reason I was thinking Beach Bend was where Tom passed.
No, that's
Crossville. Okay.
Yeah, that's coming up in a few weeks, and I'll be honest, I'm really not looking forward to that.
I know you're not.
I actually have a buddy that's really good friends with the family that they talked about. They're just like wanting to get rid of the truck, and I said, well, I didn't know if that, but I know a guy that could probably help with that. So, and that was a while ago.
Yeah, I don't want to get into that, but there's pieces and parts that were salvageable that have been spread out across various people and have been purchased. Yeah, I'll just leave it there. That's pretty raw. That's a pretty raw nerve for me.
Yeah,
100%. Side note: does anybody else's neighborhood sound like Beirut, 1982?
Yeah,
it did till about 30 minutes ago, and that kind of stopped, thankfully.
Wow, that's amazing.
Well, I'm an hour ahead of you guys.
We'll be going until midnight here.
Yeah, no, I mean the neighbors, they're I don't know. They're either really good at certain times, then they have a long delay, then they're really good again because they go off like crazy, and then they die. But there's only probably
that's called reloading.
Yeah.
Oh shoot.
There's only one fireworks display that I'm actually looking forward to right now, and it's this is going to make me sound way too bougie, but I'm going to say it. But we've got Des Moines Golf and Country Club about a half a mile away. And Des Moines Golf puts on an utterly astounding fireworks display for a country club. And basically we just pour drinks and sit in lawn chairs in the driveway and enjoy the show. It's kind of awesome.
I start my morning early. I am leaving at 4:40 in the morning to go hang a flag out along Newmarket. Newmarket is a town of, I don't know, 1,200 people, if that, maybe like 800, and they'll get 15,000 people. They spend $60,000+ on fireworks, and it's pretty much the best in Southwest Iowa. And I will be there, like I said, from morning till whenever we get done picking stuff up.
Don't they have a tractor pull too, Cody?
They do. They run a tractor pull. It's in the middle of the afternoon. It's hot. It's a clay track. It's a Northwest show.
Yeah.
But yeah, yep, they do. So it's like one or two. I think it's 2:00. So they start. So, but I'm kind of hoping Brent Robert shows up with his sweet new ride. It's all color matched and everything. Because I got a Snapchat.
Yes, that'd be all right.
I got a Snapchat of that tonight. He's in Clearfield. So Ryan Christie's making a pass in Clearfield, and then Brent's making a pass in Clearfield tonight.
Damn it! I knew one of us should have gone to that.
I know.
How far is that from your guys' house?
I almost called you and asked.
How far is that from your house?
From me, Clearfield's probably an hour and 15 minutes, hour and 20 minutes.
Probably about 2-ish for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably like a long ways for Charles.
Yeah. I already got the guilt trip from Brad Stahl.
Yeah. That track's a little hard to shoot. It's you get a couple lights. It's a good track. I mean, it's a good thing to go watch, but it's really hard to shoot because the lighting is they're few and far between. So you
basically they have people with flashlights standing every 25 feet.
Yeah. So
fair enough.
But,
whatever works.
So it just when you're talking about trying to go and take pictures and stuff like that, it makes it kind of hard to go for some of those activities. But yeah, I know there's some guys that be pulling in the classes tomorrow that we're gonna watch and stuff. So the couple buddies bringing trucks that they'll drive and whatnot. So it'll be a good event tomorrow.
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Ulmer, our buddy Mark Ulmer. I've been doing a beer money bonus on the Outlaw Show on Tuesday nights. We pick a class. I pay $100 to the top 3 spots for that class. We're picking a wheel, and Ulmer got first and second. Well, what does Ulmer do? If
No,
Ulmer had 4 tractors.
that doesn't make any sense at all.
So Chase called me. He's like, hey, because we were kind of going through all the stuff for full pole, and he doesn't know all the outlaw classes. He's like, what classes? I go, well, there's a couple classes that I already know. I can tell you who everybody's going to pick to win. And light super stock ag, it's going to be Ulmer. So it's kind of funny. We're going through all that together. But it's funny that Mark's watching the show tonight. So this is a video when we get done that Kenzie put together that we posted on the NTPA Facebook page. All the whole shots of the pro stocks from Farley. So this is pretty cool. So I want to wrap this thing up and go to bed, guys. So Cody, Roos, Charles, what do you got left?
That's it for me, man.
Talk about Charles, Rye.
I don't think I've got anything else.
Cody.
Nope, I think that's it.
Well, happy 4th of July from all of us. Thank you for watching Let's Grow Polling every Monday night, and you'll see Cody, Roos, and I in Rock Valley, Iowa this weekend, and then you're going to see Charles Bowling Green, Kentucky at the drag races. So awesome. Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
See you guys
later.
See ya.
Bye.